repetitive negative thinking
Oh, yeah.
actually destroys your brain. Like it builds plaque, and it actually, and for all, for all of us as a society, there's this wave of Alzheimer's coming. I mean, it's already here, but there's a wave of people who are going to be afflicted with this. And I certainly hope I'm not one of them, but I am now. I take it much more seriously and view it not just as it's a nice thing to do, but as, working out, just like I go to try to run every day or work out every day. I actually view it as my brain as as a thing that needs to, like, I eat now for brain stuff. And again, it's not anything that I've been told myself individually, like that I'm in trouble for, but I very well may be. And I think the brain, I already feel the difference in even like changing my diet for brain food and things like that.
That's awesome. I mean,
And John, you weren't the one who talked to his doctors, were you?
No, well, no, because every time that I've mentioned, I was like, oh, well, it's funny you say that, because I actually, I John Kabat-Zinn, I've I did a story about him, and I really am a wholehearted believer in this, and so they're like, great, okay, so do it, like, why aren't you on top of this? So, but it's interesting to me how that was the first thing that every doctor I talked to brought up.
that's a really phenomenal diagnostic in itself, because that would not have happened even 10 years ago. The world of medicine is really changing and understanding things about the power of driving neuroplasticity in positive directions, which is just what you're talking about, by regular meditation practice.
Mm.
And you're right, it's supported in the literature in ways that really make it almost axiomatic that this is something that really everybody needs to pay attention to and adopt in one way or another.
Yeah. Well,
And
I mean,
it's so different from in the past. I mean, it's
yeah.
just revolutionarily
When I saw that study, I mean, it really was a wake-up call to me, because repetitive negative thinking is my specialty, and I don't have a degree in it, but I have a life experience with it from the time I was very little, and so it has helped me to constantly be in a crouched position, ready for whatever comes. And I often call myself a catastrophist, because I want to be. My mom was the great optimist, and but she was only able to be optimistic because I was there as the catastrophist, preparing for bad things that I felt were inevitably going to happen. And all of that prepares you maybe for a career that I have, and makes you work constantly and maybe very effectively. But it's a short-term solution. It's not a long-term. That's not a way to live. And I think getting out of that repetitive thinking is like my number one priority right now. And meditation is really the only way to do it. I mean, I've talked to, it just seems like it's the path forward.